everyone, I am Bamilbis. Last video we worked on the automatic farm. Since then I've cleaned up a few caves. I've been around. I did do a tree harvest. I went ahead and chopped down all the trees, replanted them, and some have come back already. Obviously, I cleaned up the sorting of the wood a little bit. So let's see. Oh, I do have I built my enchanting station, some bookshelves. I enchanted, so far I've basically enchanted this diamond pickaxe, efficiency 4, fortune 3, unbreaking 3. That was a level 30 enchant. And then I've got some books that I enchanted. So basically this is just my enchanting station. It's a temporary thing until I get my house built, which, by the way, house being built is next on the list. We really need to get the permanent structure going. So the goal, the original idea was to build in this valley a circular type structure for the house, to kind of take advantage of the natural recession there in the mountain. So if I build that, let's say circular, maybe 6 or 7 thick, should have a nice view. I'll have that mountain over there, the desert in the background. That's kind of the plan. So we'll at least get started on that today. I kind of placed this block here thinking this is the center of where I want the circle to be. So we'll build this up. I figured out that the top of those, the oak tree limiters is 83, Y83. So I figured I'd build the bottom of my circular house structure at, say, 90. That should give us plenty of clearance and put us in the right spot, which is right about here will be the floor. Right? We clear all this stuff. Maybe it's a little bit lower. 90 might be too high. Here. That should work out, right? And we build it out from here, and to make a circle, there's circle generators online. I just kind of Google Minecraft circle calculator, and that usually works out pretty good. What you need to know is the diameter. So that's, and then you also need to figure out, do you want it to circle on the center square or the center 4 squares? If you make it, what is it? If it's even, then it's centered on the center square. If it's odd, then it's centered on the center 4, I think. So if you say it's 80 in diameter, then that would be centered on the center 1 square. If it's 81 in diameter, then it'd be centered on the point in the middle right there, which would be the center 4 square. I think what I want to do is center it on the center 4, because eventually what I'd like to do is build an elevator up to it. So that's the way down, and we'll center it off the center 4, which makes it a little bit different in how you design it. So let's see, we need to know how far in diameter. So from the 4, well actually from the center, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want it. Alright. So that looks pretty good, right? Okay, so it's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Right? So that's 30 that way, and 30 the other way would be 60. So it looks to me like we want a circle. Sugar farm just went. Alright, so we want a circle that's 30 that way and 30 that way. That'd be a total of 60. Right? And then 30 that way, and 30 that way. Does that look right? Let's go down. Let's see how that looks. I'm not sure where to stand to get a good view. This should work. Right? So that's the center. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think that'll work all right. Right? We clear the trees. It should fill that gap. I think this is going to look all right. So what we need to do, oh, here's the farm, by the way. The crops are more or less ready to harvest. Right? The wheat's all done. The carrots are mostly done. Yeah, wheat's 100%. Carrots are 98%. I'm sorry, potatoes are 98%. And the carrots are, there's only one missing. So here's how the farm works. Right? You throw the switch, the water flows. We should see it harvest everything, bring it all down, and it all goes into this box right here, this chest right here. So it's not 100% automatic, right? You still have to plan it, which is fine. Eventually, I'd like to get some villagers, and then it should be 100% automatic, where the villagers actually replant for you. But I don't have any villagers right now, so that's not going to work. There's a little bit of loss here, like a potato there, and I'm totally full up on it. Wow, how could the sun be setting already? Okay, this is the website I like to use. Like I said, I always find it. It's donatstudios.com, pixel circle generator. I always get to it just by Googling Minecraft circle calculator, and this always comes up. And what you do is, all you have to do is type it. If you check this, it'll make it a circle by default. You can make ovals if you want, so you can make it 60 wide and 10 high if you want. And then this tells you how to make it. We're going to do 60 wide, and we're going to force it to be a circle, right? So 60, and then that's the circle we want. And what you want is you just need an eighth of it, right? So a quarter gets you a quarter of the way around, but all you need is an eighth. So you figure out where the halfway point is here, which would be right there. And if you can just build an eighth, then you just repeat the eighth, and you end up with a quarter, and you do another eighth. You do another eighth, and it gets you here. You repeat it, gets you there. Repeat it, and it gets you there. And you repeat the eighth, and it gets you there. You repeat it again, and it gets you there. You repeat the eighth, it gets you there. And you repeat it again, and it gets you there. So all you need really is an eighth. So if you just draw out an eighth, right? So it's to make a 60 wide. Oh, and by the way, if you look at it, if you do it, say 11 wide, 11 dials it into a specific square, whereas if you make it 12, that dials it into these 4 squares. So even makes it centered on 4 squares. Odd makes it centered on a single square. right? So we wanted it centered on 4 squares, so that's an even number, 60. So what I need to know is how to make it. So it's there's the center. So 1, 2. I can't see. That is the center, right? Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over. Right? 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 1 and then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm actually drawing this on a piece of paper, so I'll have it. So when I'm building, and then 3. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, and then 2. 1, 2, 2 again. 1, 2, and then 1, 1, and then 2, 1, 2, right? And then 1 twice, 1 and 1. So that's 1 and 1. Okay, I'm back, and I've got a bunch of cobble or smooth stone. So the way this works is we want this to be 60 in diameter, right? So this one is smooth stone, and it was 5, right? The first one was 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it was 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it was 3. 1, 2. Clear this out. 3, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then it was 2. So that would be 1. It was already there. So 1, 2, and then it was 2 more. Right. So we gotta build that. Right. 2. Oops, sorry. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and that was 2 twice, so 2, and then it was 1, there's 1 right here, and then it was 2, 1, 2, and then it was 1 twice, so 1, 1, right? If we reverse that again, then we end up with a full quarter. We do that 4 times, and we end up with a full circle all the way around. So we ended up with 1 twice, so we'll do it again. 1, 1, 2, right? So that one and this one is 1. And then it was 2. All right, 2. Then it was 1 more. 1. Then it was 2 twice. 1, 2. Alright, okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2. And then it was 3. 1, 2, 3. And then it was 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it was 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that should line us back up with the center, which it does. So we have, by doing that, we have 1/4 circle, right? We did an 8 twice, and we end up with a quarter. So let me do that 3 more times, and I'll meet you on the other side. Okay, I got it finished. It's a 60 wide arc or circle. It goes all the way around. It flattens out just a little bit on the far side here. It went into the mountain kind of a lot, and I just went ahead and I flattened it out here, if you can see. So the arc comes around. This wall is the arc, and then I just hit here, and it goes flat. So it's a little bit flattened, but that's all right. I'm going to raise this roof. This is going to be at least 6 high. I'm thinking I want two 3 high levels, right, with a 2 high floor in between. So if I did that, there's 1, 2, 3, and then floor, 1. Right, so there's the 2 high floor, and then 1, 2, 3 with a roof. I think that's what I'm looking at. Let's see how that looks. And by the way, so this I filled in with smooth stone, this half of the circle. I think what I'm going to do, these 4 here, this is the center. I think that's going to be maybe an elevator coming up. I don't know. But I'm going to make this half smooth stone, and then this half I'm thinking about filling in with maybe some kind of wood and possibly glass. I don't know just yet. I think I'm leaning towards wood. My bedroom, I'm thinking, is going to be in this area, right? Because that gives me the view, and I can have glass wall here, right? And then I can kind of look out on my domain. I don't know, but definitely wood floor. I think once I cover this in, because it's pretty dark back in there, it might start screwing some things up. Like my sugarcane farm might stop working. But if I go to the nether, I can get some glowstone and I make that work again. My tree farm, that's going to be covered. I don't know if trees are going to grow in the shade like that. So we'll see. I might have to move my tree farm or maybe put some glowstone in there. I'm not sure. We'll have to work on that. But we've got the initial development here. Let's see. So that was the floor. That's the ceiling. And I was going to put a domed roof on it. That might be too high. I didn't think it was going to be that thick. Maybe I just do a single story house, make it 4 high, and do the dome. I think that's what I do. I mean, because this is tons and tons of space, right? How could you possibly use that much space in a house? Although, I'm sure I'll figure out a way. But that's what I do. I'll make it a 4 high house, okay, right? So, remember I said 3 high with a too thick floor / ceiling? I won't do that. I'll just make it 4 high and then put the ceiling there, and so this doesn't happen up here. Right? And so then this is where the ceiling is. Right? And so the middle bit, well, that's not actually right. Because I'll have to shape all these, won't I? I have to carve out all that bit. But that's the plan. This will be the ceiling. Oh, fall off. This will be the ceiling right there. Right? So you can kind of see. So it'll be plenty high, right? I mean, that's 4 high. I can put glowstone in there to light it up and all that good stuff. Right? Run that across. I still like the idea of wood out there. I think I'm going to leave the smooth stone as the trim, right? So this bit here will still be the smooth stone, but this middle bit will all be filled with wood. And then that'll be my house. Yeah, I think I like it. Anyway, so that's what I did. You got the idea. You go to the website. I'll put the website that I used in the description of this video. Go to the website. You can figure out how to make various arcs. I'm going to use the same website to make the roof. Although in that case I won't use a circle. I'll make it an arc, and it'll probably be 60 diameter and only 10 width, and that'll make the roof. And so then I'll make arcs that go across and then fill it in. The other alternative is to fill it in with sand, get the shape you like, and then cover it. I don't really want to do that because this is a huge area, and to fill this whole thing in with sand to the roof that I want, not going to happen. So, although it would still be 4 up, it wouldn't be as much as you think. But still, I'm just going to go and do the generator, figure out what it takes to make a 60 wide by 4 or 5 high roof, and that'll make kind of the saucer shape that I'm looking for. So that's where we're at. I'm going to get to work on filling this in and get things going, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for joining us, and I'm Bamilbis. Take care.